From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin in Washington tonight, where the chairman of the Brown Williamson Tobacco Company has accused his accusers of blowing smoke. On Capitol Hill today, Thomas Sandifer denied that his company tried to conceal development of a tobacco plant with twice the usual nicotine. But while Mr. Sandifer was defending his company, the tobacco industry as a whole was under new pressure. So our first report begins at the Justice Department. Here's ABC's Barry Seraphin.
The Justice Department is looking into a number of allegations, including the question of whether tobacco company executives committed perjury 2 months ago when they testified before Congress that they did not believe nicotine was addictive.
What we're doing is reviewing all the information that we can find on the subject to see what the appropriate action by the Department of Justice would be.
While the Attorney General spoke, Brown and Williamson Tobacco Chairman Thomas Sandifer was back before a House subcommittee, sticking to his guns.
That I believe nicotine is not addictive.
Sandifer confirmed an FDA report that his company developed a tobacco plant called Y1 with double the normal nicotine content, but said the new tobacco did not increase the amount of nicotine delivered by its cigarettes. He accused FDA Commissioner David Kessler of grandstanding.
There's certainly nothing secret or sinister about our use of Y1.
Subcommittee Chairman Henry Waxman questioned the motives behind a memo by a Brown and Williamson lawyer, suggesting that the company get rid of documents showing that tobacco could cause cancerous tumors in mice.
I mean, wouldn't you consider it an effort to suppress this if your lawyer is suggesting that this all be disposed of as deadwood so nobody can see it?
Mr. Chairman, I'm advised by Judge Bell I shouldn't answer that question because it's attorney-client privilege.
One subcommittee member suggested that whether the industry liked it or not, government regulation of tobacco products is coming.
I feel a little bit like a conductor at Union Station having to inform you that your train has left the platform.
It's hard for me to envision becoming more of an outcast than I already feel that I am.
A tobacco industry spokesman today characterized the mood in Washington as bash tobacco fever. As of now, there is no sign that that fever is going to subside. Barry Seraphin, ABC News, Washington.
On the issue of health care reform today, there has been some movement. In the House of Representatives, the Education and Labor Committee has approved a health care plan very similar to President Clinton's. On the other side of Capitol Hill, a different and more modest plan is being crafted by some members of the Senate Finance Committee. ABC's John Cochran on their progress.
Moderate senators on the Finance Committee found that agreeing on health care reform is difficult. They were near agreement on a plan calling for taxes on insurance companies which charge high premiums. But Bob Dole urged Republicans to back away from any taxes. Dole was partly right. Democrat Max Baucus pulled out of the talks because he objected to the tax on insurance companies. Baucus is from Montana, where the Harry and Louise ads paid for by insurance companies have helped create serious opposition to sweeping health care reform. Even so, the remaining 7 senators expect to work out a compromise tomorrow. On the other side of the Capitol, the Ways and Means Committee worked into the night on health care.
The president has taken notice of our predicament and has sent some of his crabs down here for us to eat.
Mrs. Clinton, meanwhile, was back at the Capitol with people like Ruby Arles, who said her husband died of cancer after being unable to treatment.
Maybe if his cancer had been discovered earlier, that he would maybe still be alive today. But we couldn't afford it because we didn't have no insurance.
The right decision is to do what all of our speakers have asked, and that is for the Congress to give to Americans the same guarantee of health coverage that they have for themselves.
Worried that time is running out, Mrs. Clinton wants committees to agree on almost any health care bills so that the final bruising fights can begin on the floors of the House and Senate. John Cochran, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
In a moment, we'll go on to the other news. The Simpson case, police revisit the scene of the crime. On the American agenda, our series on religion in the schools, learning to teach, not to preach. And one New Jersey town's impressive contributions to the U.S. soccer team.
Like a golf shot onto the green.